Greetings, Wandering Beekeeper here. Welcome. We are at the Wonka Works, the chocolate factory in the Miyazaki and Magic World built mostly with Create and the Chinjufu mod. Yes, there are cows in the factory. Let's have a quick look at this place just from a distance because it's rather spectacular. Yes, it is a little bit stripy, green and yellow and magenta, and there's the massive sugarcane farm out back, sections that are other green, orange. We're going to go in the front door from Wonka Station here and start from there. Let's just have a look at how this works. Welcome to the Wonka Works. Most of the machinery is built in the Create mod. This is pretty obvious. I've dyed most of the belts. Yellow are actual delivery systems. Green are power transfer. Purple here is a utility. That's a transport. Probably could have been yellow. What's happening here is these cows are being auto-milked. These are deployers. They're being fed empty buckets. When they deploy the empty bucket against the cow, it milks the cow, and the smart chute filters for full milk buckets and drops the full milk bucket onto the conveyor belt, where it tips over into the item drain, and then is pumped into this tank here, which is about full. I need to add more capacity, or shut down the cows, one or the other. The cows have been incredibly prolific, and have done remarkably well. As you can see, each of them is partitioned off, kept from moving off of the deployer, which every so often pokes an empty bucket up and right-clicks the cow with it. Really quite simple. So we end up with a lot of milk here. Now what's it going into? What it's going into, well, it's chocolate. But to make chocolate, we have to have cocoa beans. So the cocoa beans are growing here. There's a couple of floating agricarnations from the Botania mod, making them grow faster, bone mealing them on a regular basis. The deployer here has an iron hoe. So when it comes out, it right-clicks the hoe against the floating hopper hawk, which will harvest any of the cocoa beans in the surrounding area, causing them to drop. And, whoops, I've got a blockage here. Let me go fix that. Oh. Causing the hopper hawk will then pick up the cocoa beans that have fallen into the basin and send them down the chute. There we go, like that. They're sent, the cocoa beans are sent down the chute onto the conveyor belt, which is a little full at the moment. It's going, it's just a little full, it's a little backed up. Got it fixed. We have water wheels here with a captive water flow. That's providing power for some of the processing here. Now, these water wheels are driving, that's a clutch, that's the way to engage and disengage power, because you can't shut off a water wheel, you can just disengage the clutch. That's sending rotational power to the deployers in the, from here there is an enclosed shaft going down and driving all these deployers. Also driving a couple of the belts here, sending power over to the mixer line. Now, we're also going to need, yes, I know, there's rather a lot that I'm skipping around. Thank you. Let's go look at the sugarcane farm. Now, this is pretty standard old school Minecraft. We have sugarcane growing down both sides of a trench filled with water. We have pistons. We have observers. When the sugarcane reaches 3 blocks tall, the observers kick off the pistons, and it all gets harvested back down to 1 block high. The floating hopper hawk here from Botania grabs all the dropped sugarcane and hucks it into this chest, then to be fed onto the... Whoops. Occasionally the hopper hawks are a little overly enthusiastic and grab from their neighbors. I need to work on range. No bother. How many beans are we talking about here? That's rather a lot. Let's clean out from the source. There, that'll get sugarcane moving again. The sugarcane is transported up here and dropped via chute into a millstone that grinds it into sugar. So the millstone continuously processes the sugarcane into sugar. Completed sugar gets fed out onto the conveyor belt and sent off to the mixers. Here we have mixers at work. These are industrial mixers. They are producing chocolate. It's just a matter of them having milk, sugar, and cocoa beans fed in a steady supply, and away they go. 3 mixers all chugging away, making vast quantities of chocolate. The chocolate, with blaze burners underneath the basins, keep the chocolate, keep the basins roiling so that the chocolate will blend. It's then piped into this tank here. As we can see, it has rather a lot. 133,000 millibuckets and proceeding on. Chocolate is then pumped out of the holding tank over to the production line, where here's the clang we've been hearing. This is a mechanical press that is compressing the liquid chocolate in the basin into chocolate bars, which are then sent off down the line into the ready to ship. Every single one of these bars of chocolate was actually produced here. There's no creative filling of the chest here. This is a remarkably efficient and effective system. I just wish there was a little more that I could do with the bars of chocolate other than eat them. Recipes that they go into or something. It would be really nice if there was more to do. I have 136,000 millibuckets, 136 buckets basically, of chocolate. What am I going to do with 136 buckets of chocolate? And the way Create is set up, it continuously produces. This will just keep going. Yes, it's dropping a little because we're taking chocolate out and we don't have any sugar coming in right now. It'll go in surges. So this is the Wonka Works. We have seen a cast iron roof and pillars here and the big arches in the back that make the W paprika, and so forth. This is all done in shikkui. Pardon me if I am pronouncing it incorrectly. And there's the kawara roof and cast iron windows. Gone to some trouble to give it the right aesthetic here. There we have. Waiting shipment. More chocolate. Lots of chocolate. Fantastic quantities of chocolate. This is indeed an industrial factory. Make no mistake. The Create mod produces industrial quantities. Let us hope that you have lots of other players on your server to share it with. I'm the Wandering Beekeeper. Well.